Glad to have you join us again. It's still Business Breakfast on iBrandTV. Let's get talking. As reactions and counter-reactions continue to trail the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government, which has led to an astronomical increase in the price of premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, across the country. Many are concerned that they will not be able to meet the cost of education, food and healthcare as the spiraling inflation, which has defiled monetary policy, continue to plunge millions of Nigerians into poverty. President Bola Tinubu's decision to remove the fuel subsidy has left millions of Nigerians terrified about the knock-on effect that it will have on their daily lives, as the government is here to suggest any ways to mitigate the impact of this decision for people on low incomes. Now, it will be recalled that on Monday, May the 29th, in his inaugural speech, President Bola Tinubu said Nigerians' fuel subsidy would be scrapped, citing budgetary concern, a decision that has led to a steep rise in fuel prices and widespread panic buying of fuel, as some bus companies have been unable to refuel their vehicles, leaving many people stranded. To discuss more on this development as we address the impact of the standard of living in Nigeria, I'm now being joined live virtually by an investment and financial analyst, Temidoluwa Babatunde. Temi, good morning. Many thanks for joining us on the program.
Good morning, and good morning to everyone.
All right, Temi, let's start this conversation by asking, what is your reaction to this development of fuel subsidy? What do you make of it? Are you for or against the motion? Your thoughts?
Okay, so personally, first subsidy removal is an hard decision to make. It's a necessary evil because it is something that the reason why there was first subsidy actually was to make life easy for the citizens of the country and as a oil producing state. But it has come to our notice that it's becoming too expensive for us to fund. It's eating deep into our budget. We are not making enough money to fund it, and it's not making us have enough money to invest in infrastructure. And based on research or the data, it's like we're using our debt to fund it, and it is just something that just has to go. But it's understandable why everybody are against and why some people are for it, because first of all, now because fuel is very crucial to our cost of living, cost of production, everything all the energy right now in Nigeria, most of it is run by fuel, and now is going to be an increase in cost of production, which is going to translate to higher purchasing, higher price to the consumer. So, but personally, I feel like this is just the right time, and it's becoming too expensive for us to be in the country.
Okay, so let me follow up with what you said. You said fuel, like every Nigerian know, is the most used byproduct from crude oil. Now, if we have an increase in the price of premium motor spirit, what impact do you think this will have on businesses, especially micro, small, and medium-scale businesses? What impact will it have on their operations?
To be fair, it's going to have a very great impact on them because, like I said earlier, fuel is our energy in Nigeria. Everything is run by fuel. Most of us, we generate our electricity, transportation, and everything is just going to get expensive. So personally, I feel like in the short run, it's going to be very hard on businesses because it's a sudden change. So it's going to take a while for people to adjust. So for like in the next 2-3 months, the inflation is going to be very high. It's going to eat a lot into their cost. There's going to be increased cost. There's going to be a lot of increment, and maybe after a while towards the end, things are going to stabilize. But right now, it's going to affect most of all this. It's going to affect everybody, even the big business generally. So it's very deep, and it's going to be hurting.
So now, over the years, Nigerians have been struggling to afford basic needs and desperately seeking financial support as inflation erodes household incomes. Now, what is your opinion? What is your opinion to the additional challenge or burden this will cause on the average Nigerian out there? I'm speaking for Iya Baraka, I'm speaking for Papa Chinedu, and also Iya Basira. What impact will this have on them? People who are still struggling to make ends meet.
So the thing about this fuel subsidy and this fuel subsidy removal is that it's like a ripple effect. Remove the fuel subsidy, now I think it's times 3 the price of 185 before, now it is 488 in Lagos. That transportation is going to get expensive. When transportation gets expensive,
okay, we have Temiloluwa Babatunde, investment and financial analyst, trying to give us some insights into the impact of fuel subsidy removal on the welfare and the well-being of Nigerians' household, especially the middle class. That I definitely do not have the middle class anymore, but we're looking at the poor masses. How would this affect their standard of living? Before now, someone cannot go to a booker and get a meal of 1,000 naira and be satisfied. I have Temi back now. Temi, can you continue with your submission?
Okay, so as I was saying, I think what I was saying is that now, the last thing I said before the network took me out was that it is a ripple effect. So everybody is going to add, from the bus driver is going to add his own margin to the booker beside, and there's going to be increase in the price level. And at the same time, we all know that the minimum wage, there's no increment right now, and everything is going to be hard, because now our purchasing power is going to be below nothing. We already spend more than 60% on food and other resources now. Now we are going to wait to spend more, because we are going to factor in transportation, and even though some people say, okay, well, the transportation, the carrying food to the market, most of it is run on diesel, but at the same time, to the last mile, they use fuel. So it's going to be very hard on everybody, and it is going to touch everybody, because there's going to be increase in price level, it's purchasing power. So Nigerians will not be able to afford every other thing apart from the basics right now. So I'm looking forward to how the government plans to tackle it, because this is something that they need to the actual fiscal or conscious policy to make life easy for the citizens.
Now, talking about policy now, I'm going to ask you a two-in-one question. The first part is, what kind of social cushioning and protection measures should government put in place to address widespread hunger, higher unemployment rate, and rapidly failing standard of living in this dispensation of fuel subsidy? That's one. Then secondly, I'm also going to ask you again, what should companies be doing to ensure that they also, from their own side, cushion this effect on the outcome on their employees? Because the truth here is, salaries are not being increased, and the price of commodities in the market is soaring on a daily basis. So let's look at it from these two perspectives. The government on one side, the private sector on one side. How do they cushion this effect on the citizens?
So, like I said, right now, all lands are on deck. Everybody needs to make conscious effort. So, I will start from the government. The government need to be incrementing minimum wage. The money, the 33,000, the 30,000, they can't do anything anymore. Can't even buy a bag of rice, I doubt. And they need to be increasing minimum wage. They need to do some conscious policy, like invest in infrastructure, invite the private sector to ease of business, so that private sector can do business, so that they can employ people. They just need to make some business-oriented policies, so that they can attract public sectors. And by the time private sectors are the largest employer of labor, when there's a good environment for people to invest, to make money, there will be more jobs, and whereas there's going to be less burden.